Hi, it's the Carter Man. It is Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon. As you can see, the sun is setting on my face here. That's why my face is so shiny on that one side. Today, I want to talk to you about three things, and a little bit unpleasant, maybe a little bit unpleasant, but vital and important, and I think necessary. So let's just get to it. The first is what I call the matrix. Okay, the matrix, folks. I don't want you to make any mistake about it. We are now living in the government matrix. Everything we are told is a lie. Everything we're told is a lie. By government officials and their media handmaidens, their journalistic lickspittles. And every day they take away another freedom and jeopardize the working people more, okay? The middle class. The middle class. If you have any doubt about that, think of Biden's latest decree that that they're going to go after any bank that will not make loans to illegal aliens. I mean, it almost sounds like a joke, but Biden is making it illegal not to make loans for banks to illegal aliens. Let me tell you how absurd that is. My wife is a legal immigrant, just got her citizenship, as some of you know, follow me regularly. And as she said to me, Amor, essentially she said, I come from the countries these people are flooding in from, 4 million of them under Biden. And my friends and neighbors down south of the border don't pay back loans in their own countries. Why does Biden think they're going to pay them back here? It's kind of a good question from someone who knows the situation. Well, of course, the Biden regime knows they're never going to pay them back. And they also know that the middle class is going to be saddled with that debt. The banks are going to raise their costs to the middle class, put more restrictions on us, and that's all part of the plan. It's part of the matrix. It's part of the matrix. And that's domestic part. A foreign part of the matrix is the situation with Israel, and my second point is going to be more on that. But Biden goes over there, and we're told, well, he's going over to show his support for Israel after the horrifying, savage Hamas terrorist invasion and massacre. No, he wasn't. That's another matrix lie to keep the masses under government control. As Caroline Glick, who I think is the best commentator on Israeli affairs out there, pointed out, before Biden came, Blinken, horrible little person, went over and spent 7 hours with the Israeli war cabinet, haranguing them, demanding that they stop their offensive against Hamas. It's over what they did. Okay, but doesn't mean you can't make peace with them, and you don't have to go down there and kill them all. And what's wrong with you people? What's wrong with you people? Well, what's going to be wrong with them is if they don't wipe out Hamas, because they're going to be essentially awaiting then the wiping out of the Jewish state. He also demanded that they invite Biden. They didn't. Our government told us, well, the Israelis invited Biden. They wanted his strong leadership. But no, they didn't. They didn't want the strong leadership from a babbling idiot. They were told, you either invite him over here or we're cutting off aid to you, which is also the threat Blinken made if they didn't kowtow to Hamas. So that was another matrix lie. And then essentially Biden went over and demanded they stop their offensive against Hamas while he was there. And as Caroline Glick said, so he made himself a body shield for Hamas, for the savages, the mass murderers. It's part of the matrix. It's part of the matrix. They do these ghastly things at home and abroad, and then they lie to us about what they're doing. Okay, so we're living in the matrix, and we have to fight it at every turn. We have to take the red pill on a daily basis, because otherwise we're going to become automatons doing as we're told. Okay, everything happening to Trump, part of the matrix, part of the matrix. Things that are absolutely illegal, a gag order on him and his lawyers. What the hell is that about? Well, it's about the matrix. So that's the first. We got to fight back against the matrix. Take the red pill on a daily basis. Number two is back to the Israeli effort to defend their homeland. Folks, I'm just going to say something bluntly here. There is no equivalence. We're hearing too many conservative commentators who I have always respected now talking about the equivalence, and understanding the plight of the buildings that they've housed themselves in now, Hamas, and you see all these high-rise buildings being bombed in Gaza now. Beautiful buildings, aren't they? And some people look at they're bombing those beautiful. Oh, who built those buildings? The Israelis did. Okay, the Israelis did on the West Bank. Ramallah now is a gorgeous city. Who built the buildings in it to make it gorgeous? The Israelis did. So don't give me all this oppressed Palestinians equivalency. The Palestinians, if they had not conducted terrorist attacks for the last decade, for the decade after decade, maybe there would have been some sort of peaceful rapprochement there. As a matter of fact, Israel tried and tried. And just when they thought maybe we're making a little progress, wrongly, the Israelis did, we see what happens here. So, folks, if you know people who like our college students, isn't this embarrassing? Isn't this repugnant? Isn't this appalling? Waving the Palestinian flags and cheering on the massacre, the Hamas massacre? Horrifying. There is no equivalence. If you think there is. I think you need to get down on your knees and talk to God about, as the captain and the warden in Cool Hand Luke said, getting your mind straight. Okay? One side savages the other over and over again, as this latest horrifying act of just depravity has shown us. And the other side keeps trying to say, look, let's talk and let's try and live in peace. But would you mind getting out of your charters, Hamas and the Palestinian Authority, that Israel has to be destroyed? Maybe that'll be a start. So that's where we are. And the final thing, the House race for the speakership. You know, you hear all this wailing and gnashing of teeth about, oh, the Republicans are messing up, they're doing everything wrong. Folks, I don't care if they ever have a majority leader. Do you think the people that are hardworking middle-class people really give a good damn whether they have a majority leader in the House of Representatives? I'll tell you what they really give a damn about is the government lets them alone. Just leave us alone. Let us live our lives. Stop taking 50% of our income in taxes. Stop making us pay for every permit and license. Pay for the rules and regulations, the assessments. Just leave us alone and let us live our lives the way it used to be until government got so big and out of control. Okay? That's what the American people care about. Not whether Scalise or McCarthy or Jordan is Speaker of the House. How about if the House doesn't do anything? How about no new laws? How about no new exorbitant budget with more deficit spending? How about that? Okay? How about a government shutdown and then fire all the non-essential employees? Okay? How about that? Get government down to a size where they don't come down and bang on our doors and pester us every day of the week. if you want to put in perspective for yourself, just a little glimpse of how bad government is. When you go to your mailbox in the morning, have you ever opened your mailbox, took out a letter and said, "Oh good, I got a letter from my government"? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not if you're sane, because you know it's going to be another demand upon you, or a thrusting their hand further into your pocket. That's what government does. So in the House thing, I'd like them to make me speaker, and I'd make sure they conducted no business for the next, as long as my term lasted, which may not be long. Just nothing. And when the Senate started screaming about, we need these bills, say, tough. Constitution says we're the only ones that can pass budget bills, and we ain't doing it, so you ain't making any new laws, and you're not going to spend more of the American people's money. And since you don't have to spend it now, why don't you start giving it back? It's an idea. So that's where we are. That's what we need to do. Those are the three points I wanted to make today. I know maybe you're not going to entirely agree with them, but I hope you do, though, because we need to get this country back under control. And the way to do that is take the red pill, start saying right from wrong, distinguishing right from wrong, no more equivalence, and shut down government. Let's do these things.